Hello friends, welcome to the ninth video of the video series Forced Vibration of Single Degree of Freedom Systems. In today's video, we are going to solve the equation of motion for a damped harmonically excited spring mass system with 1 degree of freedom. In video number 8, we have already derived the equation of motion for a viscously damped harmonically excited spring mass system with 1 degree of freedom. Today we are going to solve the same equation of motion. So from the 8th video, you can remember the equation of motion for the viscously damped harmonically excited spring mass system was mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equals to f naught cos omega t. This was the equation of motion. Now from mathematics point of view, we know that it's a second order linear differential equation. Right, it's a second order linear differential equation. Mx double dot, what is the meaning of x double dot? D square x by dt square. That means it's a second order linear differential equation. Now the general or complete or total solution for such kind of linear second order linear differential equation is xt is equals to complementary function part xct plus particular integral part xpt. This is the total solution of such kind of second order linear differential equation from mathematics, right? So we need to get the value of xct, we need to get the value of xpt, we'll add them and that will be the general solution. So first of all, we'll see the procedure to find out xct. Now in order to find out xct, the complementary function, we should take the linear differential equation and that should be equals to 0. That should not be equals to any function as given to us f naught cos omega t. So we'll take the second order linear differential equation mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equals to 0. To find out xct, it should not be equals to any function of time. It should be equals to 0. So we have taken this second order linear differential equation mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equals to 0. Now if you can recall this equation, you refer to module number 2. This is module 2. You refer to module number 2, which was discussed in class. Right. For such kind of equation of motion mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx, you can refer the module number 2 which was discussed in class. So we have already got the result for general solution of such kind of equation of motion. So the same procedure we need to apply. So I will not repeat the same procedure. You need to refer module number 2 to get the procedure to find out this solution of this particular kind of linear differential equation. Now I'll write the solution. I'll simply write the solution. In order to know the procedure, you need to refer module number 2. There we have done everything in class and we have found out the value of xt for such kind of equation of motion mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equals to 0, right? I'll write the equation of I'll write the general solution of this kind of equation of motion. So for such kind of equation of motion, the general solution will be the complementary function part of the given system's equation of motion. So I can simply write complementary function part xct. Once you are going to refer module number 2, you will easily get xct, the complementary function part. And this will have 3 formulae. The xct will be c1 e to the power minus zeta minus square root of zeta square minus 1 into omega n t plus c2 into e to the power minus zeta, sorry, here it was plus, here it will be minus zeta minus square root of zeta square minus 1 into omega n t. xct may be equals to c1 plus c2 into t into e to the power minus omega n t. xct may be capital X where this capital X is the amplitude for the complementary function. I'll write capital X C e to the power minus zeta omega nt into sine omega dt plus phi. So instead of phi, I am going to write phi naught here, because phi I'll use for some other reference. What is omega d here? This is the damped frequency, right? Now we know the xct equals to c1 e to the power minus zeta plus square root of zeta square minus 1 omega nt plus c2 e to the power minus zeta minus square root of zeta square minus 1 into omega nt. This formula is for over damped systems. Just refer module number 2. You'll get everything over damped system. Here on I'm only revising the things. We have already discussed such kind of cases. Now xct value, if it is c1 plus c2t into e to the power minus omega nt, this formula for xct is applicable for critically damped systems. And xct equals to capital X e to the power minus zeta omega nt into sine omega dt plus phi naught. This formula for xct is applicable for under damped systems. Right? So the complementary function part may have any of these three formulas depending upon the cases given in the problem. If the problem gives the zeta value, the damping factor value more than 1, that means it's an over damped system, and we need to write the complementary function like this. If zeta value in the problem is equals to 1, that means the system is critically damped system, and the formula for xct, the complementary function part, will be this one, c1 plus c2t e to the power minus omega nt. If the zeta value given in the problem is less than 1, that means the system is under damped system, and the formula for complementary function will be capital Xc. That means the amplitude for complementary function part into e to the power minus zeta omega nt into sine omega dt plus phi naught, where this omega d is the damped frequency in radian per second. And the formula for omega d is square root of 1 minus zeta square into omega n. This is the formula for omega d. These all the things we have discussed in module number 2 in class, right? So this is about the complementary function part. Then what is about the particular integral? So let us find out the particular integral. Then we are going to add them, and we are going to see the effects of complementary function part and particular integral part over the general solution for the given system. So now I'll write the procedure to find particular integral, or I'll simply write xpt. Right. So what is the procedure? I should write the complete differential equation. So I'll write mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equals to f naught cos omega t. Right? Now what I can do, this is equals to m d square x by dt square plus this x dot is equals to dx by dt plus kx equals to f naught cos omega t. Now I'll make use of d operator, as we have done in undamped systems also. In video number 3 and 4 and 5 you can get the same thing. Now I'll apply d operator. So I'll apply differential operator, d operator. Now what is the formula, or the meaning of d operator is d stands for d by dt. That means d square will be d square by dt square. right? Now I apply that here. I'll apply that here. So I can write the given equation of motion as m d square of x, right? Plus I can write c, the dx by dt I can write as d of x, right? Plus kx equals to f naught cos omega t, right? Now here I can take x as a common, right? So this will be m d square plus c d plus k into x equals to f naught cos omega t, right? So from here I can write x is equals to f naught cos omega t divided by m d square plus c d plus k, right? Till here I think there is no confusion. Now the particular integral of x will be xp as a function of time equals to the particular integral of this thing. Particular integral of this x will be particular integral of this entire expression. So the particular integral of x is xpt, and that will be equals to pi of the f naught cos omega t by md square plus cd plus k. Now f naught is a constant, so that should be taken outside. So you can write this to be f naught into pi of the particular integral of what is left inside cos omega t by m d square plus c d plus k, right? Now this form is of kind of cos at by f of d square, and from maths we know the pi of some cos at by f of d square means there should be some cos, some constant into t, and in denominator we should have some function of d square. So the pi of such kind of function cos at by f of d square is cos at by f of minus a square. This is the pi, right? So here I have cos omega t, that means my a is omega here, right? And in division I have a function of d square, md square plus cd plus k. That means the pi of this entire thing will be cos omega t by m into minus of omega square plus cd plus k, right? I'll write it here. xpt is equals to, we got till here, so this will be f naught, and from this formula pi of cos at by f of d square we have cos at by f of minus a square. So what is a here? A is omega. We have cos omega t, that means instead of a we have omega. So in division, if we have a function of, in denominator we have a function of f of d square, so instead of d square we should write minus of a square, that means minus of omega square we should write instead of d square. So the pi of this thing will be cos omega t cos omega t by m into minus of omega square. Instead of d square I should write minus a square, that is minus omega square only, plus c d plus k. But till now this d has not been removed, this d operator has not been gone, so we have not got our particular integral properly. So what we should do now, see, I'll simplify this one. This will be f naught into cos omega t by, this is positive, k is positive, so k minus m omega square I'll write, This is minus m omega square, this is plus k, so k minus m omega square plus CD. That I am going to take, right? Now what I am going to do, here I'm going to write this as f naught cos omega t by k minus m omega square plus CD. So I'll change the sign of this expression and I'll multiply and divide the expression. So what I'm going to do, I'll multiply this entire expression by k minus m omega square minus CD divided by k minus m omega square minus CD. Can I do this? Yes, of course, because they both will be cancelled out. So I'm left with the same expression. So I can multiply and divide by changing the sign of this expression. This denominator k minus m omega square plus CD, I'll make it to k minus m omega square minus CD and I'll multiply and divide the expression. Right. So now what is the meaning of this? So f naught cos omega t multiplied by k minus m omega square. So I'll write k minus m omega square into f naught cos omega t. And here it is minus C d, and d of what? D of f naught cos omega t, right? Whole divided by, this is of the form a plus b into a minus b. So I can write this to be a square, that means k minus m omega square minus b square, that means minus of cd square, right? This much I can write. Now here once again I got CD square form. So before that, what I am going to do, this is k minus m omega square into f naught cos omega t minus c d of f naught cos omega t, means differentiation of f naught cos omega t, right? Now what is the differentiation of cos omega t? The differentiation of cos omega t is minus sin omega t into omega. So c is a constant, d of f naught cos omega t is differentiation of f naught cos omega t. F naught is a constant, that means the differentiation of cos omega t. What is the differentiation of cos omega t? Minus sin omega t into omega. This is the differentiation, divided by k minus m omega square whole square minus, this will be c square d square. So again I got d square. So again you can recall, what was our a? A was omega. So instead of f of d square, what should I write? Instead of f of d square, once again I should write f of minus a square, which is equals to f of minus omega square. Once again the same thing has come. So instead of writing this d square, I should write minus omega square once again. Right? Please remember what I have done. For better experience, you can pause the video and you can watch it, right, to understand these expressions. Now my xpt will be reduced to, here it is k minus m omega square into f naught cos omega t minus, this will be minus minus plus, so plus f naught into c sin c omega, f naught c omega into sin omega t divided by, in denominator there will be x minus m omega square whole square minus c square, and instead of writing d square I should write minus omega square, so that minus minus will become plus omega square. Now nowhere we have the d operator, so this is the proper expression, right? Now I can just simplify this expression. So here I can take f naught as a constant outside. So in bracket I will left with k minus m omega square into cos omega t, plus here it will be c omega into sin omega t, divided by k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega whole square, right? Now what I am going to do, I will take this k minus m omega square as to be equals to some capital X, right, capital X into sin phi. I can write like this, and I am going to take c omega as some x cos phi. No. Better we'll take the reverse thing. We'll take c omega to be some x sin phi, right? We'll take k minus m omega square to be some x cos phi, right? If I'm assuming this, I can write my xpt equals to f naught is a constant. Instead of k minus m omega square, I'll write capital X cos phi into cos omega t, plus instead of writing c omega, I'll write capital X sin phi into sin omega t, divided by k minus m omega square plus c omega whole square, right? Now my xpt will be, see here x and x can be taken outside, so f naught into x. Now this is cos phi cos omega t plus sin phi sin omega t. So this is of the form cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. So this is the formula for cos a minus b. What is the formula of cos a minus b? Cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. So I can write the inner expression cos phi cos omega t plus sin phi sin omega t as cos of omega t minus phi. I can write like this, yes, divided by the denominator k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega whole square, right? Now what is the value of capital X? So we can once again recall. What was x cos phi? The x cos phi was k minus m omega square. What was x sin phi? X sin phi was c omega, right? So if you will square this one, so this will be x square cos square phi will be equals to k minus m omega square whole square, and x square sin square phi will be c omega whole square, right? If you add both the expressions, so you will be having x square into cos square phi plus sin square phi. X square will be common, and that will be equals to sum of k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega square, right? Now what is sin square phi plus cos square phi? This is 1. So the value of x will be, x square will be k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega square. So the value of x will be square root of k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega square. This is the value of this capital X. So I'll put this value of capital X from here into here, right? So now I can write my xpt. Now I can write my xpt to be equals to f naught into square root of k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega whole square into cos of omega t minus phi. This I can write, divided by k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega whole square. So we have the same expression in numerator and denominator. So in numerator we have square root of the same expression, in denominator we have the same expression. So they will be cancelled out. This and this will be cancelled out. Right. So now what is left with us? So in denominator the square root of the expression will be left. Right. In denominator the square root of the expression will be left. Right. So xpt can be written now as f naught into cos omega t minus phi. In denominator we have square root of k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega whole square. Right. So this is the particular integral. Or instead of writing like this, I can write xpt as some amplitude, where the amplitude value is f naught by square root of k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega whole square into cos omega t minus phi. This is my xpt, the particular integral, where I'll write here only, where this a is the amplitude of particular integral part, and the formula for a will be how much? This is f naught by square root of k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega whole square. This is the amplitude. Right. So I am replacing this f naught by square root of k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega whole square by the letter capital A. But capital A is the amplitude of the particular integral part, and capital XC was the amplitude of the complementary function part. And the formula for A will be f naught by square root of k minus m omega square whole square plus c omega square. Now this is the end of the video number 9. We are going to meet in video number 10. Thank you.